Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stream of Consciousness. My name is soDugger, and I, once again, am joined by my illustrious hosts, Bill, I'm doing it, and DStheOriginal. Fellas, how was your week? Tell me how it's going.
Bill, you want to go first? I
Derek,
went
you
first.
first.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay.
You first.
So it went well. I informed Bill a little bit. I did a little new planning to my schedule coming up. I'm gonna start next week, so we'll try that out, see how it goes. Try to fit everything in a little bit around here and there, and see how it is. But everything went pretty well this week. Honestly, work went well. I streamed for the first time on Saturday in like 2 weeks, and just had a lot of fun.
Bill, how are you doing,
Bill.
buddy?
Oh boy, I just realized the stream is not muted on my end. It's pain. It is pain. I need to fix that. I need to fix it. Oh God, please stop. Okay, I
Listen
don't have to
to
hear
that
myself anymore.
sultry voice in your own headphones.
Thank God my voice is out of my ears. This week's been a roller coaster, dude. I discovered when eligibility for Twitch payouts is actually determined, which almost prevented me from moving next week. So there was that like 2 days where I was like, fuck, my internet's out. Fuck, I can't move next week. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then like day 2 of that was like, okay, maybe there's hope. Maybe we're good. Got the internet turned back on. That was Pog. Played some Halo. Feeling good. Today, we iced it up. It's all good. I'm moving next Saturday. It's gonna be a blast. So it's been a whole wild ride of fuck this sucks. Okay, maybe not. Fuck this sucks. Okay, wait, we're good. But you know, we're here, baby.
I feel
we're riding
it.
it
I feel
out.
it. So we've got Movin' Bill next week. That's interesting.
It is. I will be here for next week's Stream of Consciousness. The following week,
So
probably not.
like I want to point out that next week's Stream of Consciousness
Would
be
been
happening
Thanksgiving.
on
There is no Stream of Consciousness.
There's no
next
Stream
week.
of Consciousness next week because of Thanksgiving. But that's okay because the following week Stream of Consciousness will take place literally on the 2nd of December, and that following Friday is my birthday, so it will literally be the Stream of
Fuck,
Consciousness.
it's gonna be birthday of consciousness?
Stream. Birthday of
I'm
Consciousness.
not gonna be there for your birthday stream?
That's rude.
Son of a bitch, Duggar.
You know, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. You can
fine.
just, tune in
It's
like
not
the
okay.
rest of us.
It's not okay.
It's it's totally cool.
It's completely up in the air
Wow.
whether I'm here for that. It really
We'll
depends
see.
on how under my own feet I am in Tennessee by that time.
Well, hopefully you'll be enough under your feet, and not just so that you can join us, but just so that you it doesn't
No,
take you more than a
only
week.
so I can
yeah.
join you guys.
No,
Only so I can
need
join
you to
you
be
guys.
stable. But yeah, this is Stream of Consciousness. We are 3 internet weirdos who talk about whatever the fuck we want. Mostly, we talk about streaming, how streaming is affected our lives, and some of the things and techniques and stuff we've used to sort of mitigate the downs, celebrate the ups, and just pretty much all things that pertain to that. So we also have a tendency to go on small rants and talk about some cool geek shit, some games that are coming out. Yeah,
Definitely
I mean,
not Bill.
Nah,
definitely
never,
just
never.
me, but not Bill. Bill's usually the
absolutely.
calm,
Don't-
even-keeled one.
Don't try to suck me into your tomfoolery, Duggar.
But
I didn't
yeah,
think
so
I was
like,
going to use the term tomfoolery today, and I'm
I don't
glad
think
that I
any of us
found a way to
would.
use
just
it.
mark. I think if you've got like a checklist and like a bingo card out there for Bill's,
Mark it on
vocabulary,
your
just
Stream
mark
of
tomfoolery
Consciousness
off.
bingo card.
That one, you know what? We were gonna give that one to a free space, but I'm gonna tell you what. That's now tomfoolery is the center square. So we're
I'm
happy
setting
to have it.
everybody up for the Stream of Consciousness bingo this week. Let's go.
Heck yeah.
God.
Specifically, a lot of news and a lot of stuff has happened this week in streaming world. The biggest story in the stream world is the Streamlabs controversy. Now, for those of us that have been following Streamlabs for a long time, this is not exactly new. What's new is that everybody is now catching on and calling them out on it. And so to sort of catch us up, you know, we have, I'm going to share an article. The article is linked in the description down below. This is from Polygon. And it says, let me just jump over here really quick. Streamlabs drops the OBS from company name in response to a recent controversy. Now, the controversy that they're talking of is essentially Streamlabs put out a new product, right? And that product was the ability to stream without a capture card from consoles. Specifically, they you know, in their advertisements and stuff, they use the Xbox as an example, where you could stream from your Xbox using the program, and then, you know, stream it to your streaming service of choice, and you have all your Streamlabs stuff ready to go, and you didn't need a capture card in order to do that. And it wasn't just streaming directly from Xbox. It was this whole little thing. And it was, you know, called Streamlabs Studio. Well, just so happens that Streamlabs put out their little advertiser, and their little advertiser, if I can zoom in a little bit here, I guess it's not going to work. But their little advertiser, you can see right here on the right-hand side, seems very similar to an advertiser that was already out, by the way, in a program that had already released to market called Lightstream. And so if you look from the left to the right, now you guys can't read this. I recommend you go out and look up the article, which has links to all these tweets in it. But if you look at each of these sections, they are verbatim copied. Obviously, Streamlabs copied verbatim the advertisement that Lightstream did, putting out their own version of the same software that Lightstream created. And I'm talking not only verbatim, but literally down to the user reviews were absolutely the same wording over again, and then had the audacity to do that. So that's the first thing that happened, right? And so what happened was Lightstream tweets, hey, can I copy your homework? Says the clown. Lightstream, yeah, just change it up a bit so it's not so obvious you copied. Clown, bet. And this is what transpired.
They did change a solid like 3 words over that entire
advertising. Are the names and the reviews the same? Because that's
no,
honestly,
the names and the reviews are different, but the wording and they literally say the same thing. So it's funny to me that that's what happened. That's the controversy that the Polygon article is talking about. Well, that happened, and so immediately following that, you have several people. Here it is. You have several people coming out saying this is normal practice for Streamlabs. They've done this a bunch. OBS, the people who the OBS project, people who created OBS, largely probably something that almost every single streamer uses on a day-to-day basis, tweeted this: near the launch of Slobs, Streamlabs reached out to us about using OBS in the name. We kindly asked them not to. They did so anyway and followed up by filing a trademark for Streamlabs OBS. So I don't know if you guys understand or if people know what trademark law is and how trademark works, but basically if they were successful in trademarking Streamlabs OBS, they could force the OBS project to stop using the word OBS in their name because of the way trademark law works. They literally are that scummy. And then they go on OBS, the OBS project goes on to talk about how for almost like ever since, Streamlabs OBS came out, they have had to deal with confusion and angry users who have come at them thinking that Streamlabs OBS and OBS are the same company, that they're the same entities, that they've been having to like troubleshoot problems. There is a huge Twitter thread of examples and all kinds of memes and all kinds of fun. If you guys want to head over there, it's all linked up in this article by Polygon. So this article from Anna Diaz over at Polygon says they're basically what they've done is, we're going to take OBS out of our name. That's their answer to this, right? We're going to take OBS out of our name. They're not addressing the Lightstream tweet at all, right? And then they had a public statement, and it's like, it says text on the landing page was placeholder text that went into production by error. This is our fault. We removed the text as soon as we found out. Our intended version is now live. Lightstream team is great, and we've reached out directly to them to apologize. First of all, I don't know how many of you guys are web developers or are fledgling developers, but in web development, UA development, UX development, there is something that we call placeholder text, and it is called lorem ipsum. It is always used. It has been for 30 years. Lorem ipsum is a bunch of Latin gibberish that doesn't mean anything, that can be auto-generated by literally almost any tool that you use web development in. It is universally used as a placeholder. Placeholder text is not final copy wording of real language in your advertisement that goes live not only in all of your YouTube videos that you posted about it, but your Twitter advertisements, your advertisements on Google, Bing, everywhere else. That is not, I'm sorry, that's not placeholder text that went live everywhere it went live. It's bullshit argument, and it's trying to save face. And if it was up to me, I was any company that had any grievance towards Streamlabs, I would be lawyering up like fucking now. And I would be hitting them with fucking everything I had. Because the thing is,
intentions of that though.
What do you mean their intention was to,
they said that wasn't our intentions, then what was their intention?
Yeah, then what was
exactly
the intention?
What exactly were they intending? It's absolutely bonkers to me that anybody would use Streamlabs as a source or as a platform from this point forward. It is 100% a scummy, horrible company and absolutely deserves to go down the drain.
I mean, I never liked Streamlabs in the first place just because they copy code and then put a paywall on it for their own things. And when you can just go to OBS and also plugins on OBS, you can do so much more with OBS Studio. Mm-hmm. But it's they take somebody else's work, throw it in because it's open source. You can just literally copy and do whatever you want with it, and literally put a paywall behind it. They throw up some cheap graphics for these themes of stuff, and then they throw up a little bit less cheap graphics, and you have to pay for it with their Prime membership.
Oh, don't even get me started on Prime. There's a whole Twitter thread on how Prime is and how hard it is to cancel the Prime subscription. Like the way that they set it up is like anti-UX design, right? They hide the cancel Prime in this like tiny little corner, and they give you all these other buttons to push going, oh, you're losing this. This is what you have access to. Look at all these things. Continue subscription, extend subscription. And then over here, tiny in the corner in the same color, it's like cancel subscription. It's so bullshit.
I wonder, I kind of want to look this up. If somebody made a YouTube video of how to cancel Streamlabs Prime.
I guarantee it.
I bet you there's probably 30
million tutorials on how
go
to cancel
search it on
Streamlabs
YouTube.
Prime.
I bet there's probably 100 different how to cancel Prime. or they're just talking about how hard it is to cancel Prime. But I guarantee you, if you search right now, you'll find something.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And most of the thumbnails are just disappointed faces.
Yep. I mean, I'll admit, like when I first started streaming, I used Streamlabs because when I searched for programs to stream with, right, the two that came up were Streamlabs OBS and XSplit. Those were the two that were recommended when I searched for streaming programs, right? OBS never even came up, right? Had I known about OBS 4 or 5 years ago when I first started trying to stream at some point, I may have been a lot better at OBS than I, was when I started actually doing this for real in March. So.
I think there's merit to the platform that is Slobs. Their ethics are shit at best, and that's like at best.
That's an understatement,
but there is a use for it, right? I think the majority of us all started on Slobs to an extent. It is incredibly more user-friendly than OBS. Like that's not even something we can argue. As far as a beginner-friendly program to start streaming on, Slobs is kind of it.
Yeah, but
XSplit is garbage.
I would argue
Twitch
that
Studio is bad.
I would argue that the user friendliness, right, is, and even then their UX design is not great. Like it's user friendly in that, like, you don't have to go in other places to look up stuff. I don't have to go to Stream Elements, like because I use OBS, I use Stream Elements for my alerts. I use Stream Elements for, this or that. I use, Pixel Chat for certain things. I use, I have different things that I use in different places. Streamlabs sort of brings all of that together. That is a good idea, right? Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. And like creating essentially the Swiss Army knife of streaming programs. That's a good idea. So I agree with you there, but I think the reason we all started, and I've been thinking about this literally all day since I started seeing some of this stuff, is I started with Streamlabs, right? But didn't I start with Streamlabs OBS because of scummy marketing? Didn't I start with Streamlabs OBS
again,
because of bullshit
the
ethics?
Are fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
The ethics of the company are absolutely terrible. The program itself has its value. It has its value. I
wouldn't go that far. I literally think what Duggar said, it's like the Swiss Army knife of streaming stuff, which I think it's a perfect analogy because it's okay at a lot of things but great at none.
But I think for a lot of people just starting out streaming, I had OBS when I started.
It's beginner friendly.
I started on OBS and there was just too much going on for me, and I switched to Slobs because it was just more streamlined. It was more straight to the point. It was very much just like hit the plus sign, click the thing I want, good.
Yeah.
It is a good tool for a beginning streamer. It is a terrible It's just like Twitch. Like, let's be real. Twitch is a fucking shit company. Platform serves a purpose, though. Twitch is a shit. No, don't make that face, Derek.
No,
Twitch is a shit company.
It is. I'm just thinking OBS Studio is a great thing, but all the gray blank spots on there is very, very like you go there, you don't know where to start.
So
I think that's why many people go to Streamlabs OBS.
No direction it points you in.
I will explain to you.
Here is your platform. Figure it out.
So my thoughts on that are
if you know what
this.
you're looking for, isn't a problem.
OBS Studio is designed by. It's not designed by designers. It's designed by programmers. It's designed by a group of people who are coders, right? Mm-hmm. They're there for efficiency and ease of use. They're not there to make the thing look pretty. Now they have done a lot to make it work better over the time, but it is basically the same look, and I could show you guys if you're not looking at like super infinity here, but like it's basically the same look as it used to be, right? This is the OBS window that we're running off of right now, and scenes, sources, audio, buttons. That's all it is. But in that simplicity is the ability, I think, to customize what you're looking to do much better. So.
Oh yeah, OBS is far and above the better program.
Oh yeah.
It serves better function. It
also
does what
like
you want it to do.
the fact that
enables
Slob
you
still
to
doesn't have
do what
plugin
you
support. It doesn't have any plugin support at all. Whereas, OBS, the plugins have just gone far and away better. Like the ability to do scene. I can do source transitions, right? I can literally create and set transitions per source, not necessarily between two scenes, right? Slobs can't do that. I can use my Stream Deck, and orientation, or if you're using Touch Portal or Commander or some of these other like programs out there that are doing stream control, like the integration with OBS is so fucking good. Whereas with, Streamlabs, it's, it is what it is. It's great for the small amount of stuff that you can do with it, right? It's easy to push the button and make it go. But like, once you want to like create your own voice, not have necessarily the same UX design that every other streamer out there is using. We could probably go to Twitch right now, look at streams and pick out the Streamlabs streams.
Oh yeah.
Versus the non-Streamlabs streams. And the thing is, it's not necessarily that those are bad streams, right? There are a lot of people out there who are really successful using Streamlabs. Pokimane, Hassan, Piker, both use Streamlabs. Two of the biggest streamers in the world. Consequently, both of those people have said that they will stop using Streamlabs if, the company doesn't straighten its fuck up. I don't know how you straighten this up, though. Right? Like, how do you fix this? How do you fix the company culture of steal and monetize?
You can still polish a turd, by the end of the day, it's still a piece of shit.
It's still a piece of shit. Yeah, absolutely. So there's no fixing this. There just isn't. The reality is what they're going to do. What's going to happen, what will be Streamlabs fixing this, is them sweeping it under the rug and hoping everybody forgets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Giving out free
that is the
Prime
fixing
memberships
it.
to people for a month. Something
I
along
mean,
those lines.
maybe, right? Maybe they'll throw money at the problem. They've already started trying to do that. They've already started trying to like fucking get rid of and start like, oh, we're not using OBS anymore in our name. We're just gonna be Streamlabs now.
They weren't supposed to in the first place.
You weren't literally supposed to in the first place. Like,
and that was something I didn't know. I didn't know that OBS had like actively told Streamlabs off. Like, I knew they were separate entities. I knew that OBS was more or less the same source or Streamlabs was basically the same as OBS. Did not know that it was literally not only ripped off, but ripped off without any sense of permission.
So somebody said basically, like, as an analogy to figure out what was happening, like to explain the legality of what happened between Streamlabs and OBS. Basically, if Apple, which makes Safari is based on the Chromium browser, Chrome also based on the Chromium browser. So let's assume that Apple is like, oh, okay, cool. Our Safari is based on Chromium. We're good. Then they went out and tried to copyright Chromium because, oh, our browser is based on it, so we're going to copyright it. Even though Chromium is an open source software developed.
Eric, stop trying to crack the beer quietly. We already heard it.
I'm drinking personal whiskey.
That's awesome.
Actually, sorry, perfect.
This was
bill. So we've been
this
cracked.
was cherry coke.
Wait, there's just you in the corner.
I'll type in a message.
I want to point out, like, Weight Watchers water bottle, and it's like years old.
Great value water bottle.
Great value. You win. Fuck.
Ready for this? Oh, wait, I gotta spin it. Yankee Candle tea candle.
Oh
That's
man,
some-
he's got the fancy candle.
Fancy candles.
He's
There are
got the
few
fancy
things in
candle,
life
but he's drinking
that
out of the
I-
Walmart bottles.
There are a few things I refuse to go cheap on. Candles, deli meat, and toilet paper.
That's true.
Those are like the 3 things that I will pay fucking premium price for. Cheap deli meat, terrible. Ruins your sandwich. Bad candles, you know what? Acceptable purchase, but I like good candles. Toilet paper, nobody wants their ass to bleed. Tell me, how many jobs have you had
Oh god.
where you've had to go to the bathroom and you would rather wait the 8 hours until you go home because you don't want to wipe your ass with sandpaper?
You're
exactly.
not wrong.
Exactly. There's no
horrible.
argument. You do not buy shit toilet paper. I can even forgive people for buying bad deli meat. But the second you're like, I buy 1-ply, I have no respect for you. Oh, it's baby time!
It is.
It's
She's
baby
great for bed.
time.
It's
Can I
yes,
talk
you.
about other exciting news that was announced today? Exciting news and not shitty news?
Yes.
Yes.
It might be, it's kind of memey exciting.
Let's talk about
But
it. Let's talk about exciting news stuff.
WB Games announced their new character fighter in the same vein as Smash Bros. Called Multiverses. I just wanna list off the cast of characters that they've
Shaggy.
revealed so far. We've got Batman, we've got Bugs Bunny, we've got Finn, we've got Steven Universe, we've got Shaggy, we've got Jake the Dog, Tom and Jerry, and hold up, Arya Stark. They're just like, we're gonna throw all
Yep.
these cool kids characters. By the way, Arya Stark.
By the way, also Game of Thrones character. In the middle of the
Out of
Hanna-Barbera.
all of the characters in Game of Thrones, they sided with Arya Stark.
I mean, honestly, she's.
I'm gonna
pretty
look something
fucking
up.
badass.
I want to look something up.
You're telling me
Probably-
there's not a better Game of Thrones character to put in your fighting game than Arya Stark?
Honestly, that's my favorite character. She is probably
It
the
just feels-
most badass one there.
It feels so out of
Honestly.
place, though.
It does, but she's a badass. She agrees.
She agrees.
Huh?
Your kid's first 2-word combination is badass.
That's amazing.
Look at that head nod. She knows. She's like, yep, it's gonna be
Can you-
badass. Don't, Derek.
Can you-
I heard it. I heard it start. Don't you fucking dare. She's like, dare, Dad, dare.
Huh? You gonna say it?
Okay, I just wanted to know that.
Kiss?
So what
Sorry.
I'm expecting, we can expect all of the Hanna-Barbera characters to show up in multiverses, right?
I would hope. It seems so crazy, like, just the character list is insane. Also, who the fuck is Rain Dog? They announced Rain Dog? No clue who the fuck Rain Dog
Never
is.
heard of it. Never heard
Who
of
the
it.
hell's
Every
Rain
other-
Dog?
It's a reindeer dog. That's what I've got. That's what I can gather. It's a reindeer dog. They got a bunch of shit from Adventure Time. They got Shaggy. We've been memeing about Shaggy in Mortal Kombat for ages. WB Games said, fine. We'll put him in a fighting game.
Mortal Kombat characters can show up in this game, by the way, because
Please
WB
don't. WB Game, I swear to fucking God.
They
if I see another Mortal
would.
Kombat character thrown into a non-Mortal Kombat game, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I guarantee you it's going to be Johnny Cage.
I mean, you lose your shit most days. So.
No.
I'm gonna
Goro.
lose my shit more.
It'll be Goro. It'll be
No.
Goro, and there'll be, I'm going to tell you this right now. There's going to be a Scooby-Doo, like, fatality or whatever, that's going to be essentially Goro, and then they pull Goro's mask off, and it's fucking Johnny Cage in a suit. That...
Here's the other thing that's gonna get me. Does anybody remember PlayStation All-Stars?
Hell yes. Absolutely.
If you look at the art style for the game, it screams PlayStation All-Stars, and PlayStation All-Stars was bad.
Oh, it
Not
was
even
bad.
kind of bad. It was incredibly bad. It was
I
the type
remember
of bad
that,
that
but-
you can't even like. A lot of bad games you can play and get like an hour of fun out of it. It was the type of bad that was just like, why would I ever play this?
First of all, I think we should take a look at the trailer.
We should. It looks like fun. It looks like fun. Tony Hune.
Player first. So, Superman, love that.
Dude, it looks
all the
it looks
Adventure
so
Time
goofy.
characters.
It's like it feels
Steven Universe, Bugs
putting
Bunny.
a Game of Thrones character in this feels so out of place.
Look at Arya Stark though.
It feels like so many different...
Harley Quinn.
I don't know how I feel about this though.
You know who we could see? Who's technically owned by Warner Media Group. We could see like Griff or Donut from Red vs. Blue.
Yeah,
Rooster Teeth
Because-
is owned by Warner Media Group.
exactly. The problem that they'd have is getting licensing for the
Is getting
Halo
licensing
stuff.
from Halo, yeah.
Yeah. But Microsoft plays nice. Like, have we talked about that? How Microsoft has turned into like good guy gaming?
They really have, oddly enough.
Yeah. Microsoft is the good guys in the gaming world now.
Wait a minute. Did Jake the dog just turn into a wall to ledge deny? Can we roll that back just a bit?
We absolutely can.
I didn't catch that before. Jake the dog turns into a wall to ledge deny. Oh my god. The depth.
Yep.
Show me a wave dash.
I'm telling you, man. Is that Kevin Conroy? Did they...
We have no audio, Duggar, so I don't know if it was Kevin Conroy.
That sounded like Kevin Conroy.
I don't know
why.
like this.
I don't know why the
It's no
stream-
game. Shaggy should be the same thing as Batman.
Look, I was excited when I saw fucking Shaggy.
I think
have
it's
been
so
memeing
funny to me
about
that they've been
Shaggy in a game like this for ages, and we'll finally
they're
get it.
leaning into the Shaggy meme really hard in this game.
With the Super Saiyan Shaggy.
Heck
Hell
yeah.
It looks like it's gonna be fun.
That is fucking Tom and Jerry.
It looks like we're gonna have a good time with this.
You know, honestly,
it's free
I
to
want to
play.
play this game. It's free to play.
It's gonna be free to play, releasing in 22.
All right.
I'm
what do you
here
guys
for it.
do? You guys want to do like a full on like, you know, almost like a Hey Yo video games from Max Dude stream style? Play this game all together. We just do a big streaming event for this
I will
game.
do that if you play Crab Game with me.
Oh heck yeah! I'll definitely play Crab Game.
Okay.
Yo,
I'm
quick
fucking
note
good at
on
that
Crab
game.
Quick note on Crab Game, though, Derek. Do yourself a favor and make sure both the in-game text chat
Oh,
and the
I'm not
in-game
dumb.
audio are turned off.
Oh, I know.
Because
Oh, I know
it
that.
is aggressive.
I only
bet.
do custom lobbies. I don't play
I-
online with other
I
people.
played it one time. I didn't
Mhm.
make it 30 seconds into the lobby without hearing at least 7 racial slurs from kids who are not old enough to cuss.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Like it was worse than like 2000's Xbox Live lobbies.
It's bad. So that was insane. And I think I'm actually really excited about that.
It looks like it'll be fun. At the
mean,
very least,
there-
it's free to play, and I won't feel bad for playing it.
There are a bunch of Smash clones out there right now. that are starting to come out. This is the one of them that I think actually looked kind of cool because the characters seem like they'd be really fun. So we'll
All-Star
see.
Brawl looked like it was going to be really fun too. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard from friends in the Smash community that while it will never be competitive in the sense that Smash is, it is really fun.
Okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
It has that vibe though. I don't know. I think like that with any game though, it will be fun with the right people, regardless of how great it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys had a chance to sit down and watch any of like Shang-Chi or anything that came out over the last week?
I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. I did, however, at the gym last night. Myself, AJ, and the owner of the gym did talk about the No Way Home trailer for a solid hour before classes started. We accomplished nothing in the pre-class checklist, and we were just talking about the new Spider-Man.
Have you guys seen? Derek, have you seen the new No Way Home trailer?
I have not actually.
Okay.
Oh boy, you're in for
Okay.
a treat, Derek.
Are you gonna show it?
I would recommend you like logging in and watching the stream on Discord.
Okay.
And that way you got the video, you got the sound for it. But yeah, we're gonna.
We
let's
don't
take
get
a
the
look.
sound through the Discord stream.
We don't get the sound at all. And
I
if
would
Wow.
recommend, Derek, opening up your own YouTube window right now and pulling this trailer.
Because if I mute it, I'll just hear my voice, and it just makes me get sick. So.
That's weird that
It's okay.
the
Your voice
sound's
makes
not
me
coming
get
through.
sick too, Derek.
we'll have to
At least it's
figure-
not my face bill like yours.
We'll have to
Okay.
figure that out.
I've
at some point.
always said it. This isn't getting me anywhere. I've been great at getting punched in the head all of my life. And it's because I don't have to worry about this getting any worse than it is.
It's the first
I
thing we
guess,
agree
yeah.
on.
All right. Let's take a look at this.
There's a shot in here that I want to pause on. I'll let you know when we get there.
Did I just see what I think I saw? Did I just see Sandman?
Did see Sandman.
Oh? So we have Lizard. Oh my gosh. Did we literally, are we going to see the Sinister Six in this shot?
We see Electro, Sandman, and I can never remember his actual fucking name, but I've always called him Lizard. If
Wait.
we roll back to that shot though, because we've been there's been the talk of this being a obviously a multiverse movie. If we look at this, if we look at where they're all punching, so we've got Sandman punching at Spider-Man, we've got Electro punching at Spider-Man, and then Lizard is in the bottom of the frame punching at nothing.
I interject real quick.
Yes.
Do you know Stream can't hear the trailer, or is that on purpose because of the whole copyright stuff?
Let's see. I have no idea why they can't, so we're gonna find out. All right, let's back it up.
The theory that we discussed while I was at work, while we're figuring out audio, is that because they've already shown this to be a multiverse movie with like Doc Ock grabbing Peter and then his face being revealed and Doc Ock going, "You're not Peter Parker."
What do you
they
mean?
acknowledge it's a multiverse.
They all die fighting
The
Spider-Man.
fact that
their
Lizard Man
fate.
down here is punching at nothing. He's got to be punching at something,
Sorry, kid.
which makes me think
Yeah, me too.
that the trailer
Don't.
has been doctored to remove either Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, or both out of that shot.
Well, so here's the thing. Marvel's known for doing that, though. They did it in the Civil War trailer. They did it in Endgame trailers. They know that. They also will insert scenes that did not exist in the movie in the trailers, too. So, like, they do that shit all the time. So, it's very
I'm just
possible we see
hopeful
that.
that we get the 3 Spider-Mans of my childhood in the same film. Well, I guess if we're honest,
You're struggling.
Tom Holland isn't really Spider-Man of my childhood, but Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire was,
Tries to
or
make
were,
you choose.
and I've accepted Tom Holland as my Spider-Man.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
I want to see this again. I'm looking at this. I want to back it up here.
Right, so like, Lizard Man's nowhere near Peter Parker in the shot. Nowhere near. He's got to be going for something.
Maybe. He's definitely jumping at someone, but
Exactly, and it's clearly not the Spider-Man in this shot. Like, it's not even remotely close to make it look like he was jumping towards Peter and dodged out of the way.
Here's what I want to know, right? Do you think they got the same guy in to play Sandman that was in Spider-Man 3?
It doesn't matter.
Thomas Church? Was that his name?
If we're honest,
It
with where
kinda-
technology is now, there's a pretty good shot that Sandman has no body double.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church was the guy's name that played Sandman.
Honestly, to me, it'd feel weird if it wasn't. As long as they don't throw somebody in
And that's
random.
the thing, right? Like these are the actual characters and people from the other movies.
Yeah.
Like that's the indication from what I'm understanding, right? Doctor Strange basically said these are people from other universes that are just here now, right? Like the botched spell basically made all the other multiverses start coming in, and because you're the center of it, it's your villains that are jumping in here. That's
Have you ever watched
cool.
a TV show and they just change out a character like within like the middle of the season and don't say anything, expect you like not
You
to know?
say
and
that-
And act
you
like
say-
nothing happened.
feels
You
so
say that-
fucking awkward.
You say that, but in this exact series, they swapped the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton and Mark Ruffalo. So, like, the
So, like-
Incredible Hulk was Ed Norton, and in Avengers, it was Mark Ruffalo. Like, so,
What
like,
worries me about this Spider-Man film is they could suffer from what I like to call small room syndrome, where they try to put too many things in too tight of a space.
the Spider-Man 3 problem.
It's like, it is fine that they are showing all of these villains, What will become an issue is if they try to give every single one their own arc. Like, it is cool if we have, like, oh, Doc Ock shows up. Oh, Sandman shows up. Oh, Electro's here. Oh, fucking Lizardman's here. Or, like, the big thing that comes to mind, Spider-Man related, is Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Right.
Venom was not a part of that movie at all. The original film had no Venom in it. Sony came in and basically said, Venom is going to be in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
well
it was shoehorned.
after
It was
well
supposed to be
after
two
the shooting
movies.
was done.
They literally, Venom was supposed to be the fourth movie. Venom was the fourth movie. Spider-Man 3 was meant to be the Harry as Green Goblin, like, you know, Thomas Hayden Church, like that was like, you know, Sandman, that was meant to be the Spider-Man 3. And then Venom coming in was, you know, shoehorn.
So, like, it's gonna be cool if, like, we see these characters, but they don't play an integral part to the story, you know? If they don't try to make them an integral part to the story. If they're just, like, they're here just to kind of add to the weight of, you know, this being a multiverse and you know, villains from all over the Spider-Man universe are colliding here. It's going to be bad, though, if they try to make every one of those villains have a moment.
I don't know that it's necessarily impossible to do, because
It's not impossible, but it won't be good. Just straight up, it won't be good.
I mean, I feel like there's a way to do it. I feel like they probably have a way to do it. Like you know, and I don't want to compare it to Endgame, right? But
I was gonna make that comparison, actually.
Right? Endgame didn't feel like small room syndrome. Everywhere, all the scenes in that movie felt like they needed to be there, right? They didn't
But they still kept a focal main villain. At the end of the day, it was the Avengers versus Thanos, and everybody else was there.
But you can swap that, and you can have like what is the opposite side of that, right? Having all your villains, but then having your protagonist be the same person. Like, so you have one protagonist who's the focal point, but then you have all your villains that all have, like, you know, their motivations and arcs. You really don't need to spend 15, 20, 30 minutes talking about everybody's backstory and arc. You can put Electro's motivations. Doc Ock's clearly going to have a large role in this film, because you're not paying for Alfred Molina to come in and reprise his role for him to have 10 minutes of screen time. Like, it's, you know,
it's a tough balancing act, is what I'm getting at. If they don't have the correct balance of these villains, and they try to make every villain the main villain, it's going to do poorly. It's still gonna sell. It's a fucking Marvel movie. It's gonna crush the fucking box office no matter how bad it is.
It's Spider-Man too. Like, you know, everybody wants to talk about how Sony is Sony, but like, Spider-Man is the #1 selling comic book, that Marvel has. It has been since the 60s.
I need a water bottle.
Get a water bottle. But it's their biggest franchise. It's their, you know, best-selling, best recognized franchise. So it's definitely one of those things that, like, it's gonna be good. I don't think Sony can afford to not do well on this film.
I don't think they would ever not do well on something like this, though.
Well, the thing is like, I think it's literally, I don't know if it's the current contract or not, but I'm pretty sure it was literally written into the Sony Marvel contract that, like, should Sony not deliver on their Spider-Man films in any way, their franchise gets brought back in. So one way or another, this is going to be a good film. They've just got to figure out which way to force it. So, But yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that's fucking
Very
that's
excited.
rad.
Don't take my like immediate like devil's advocate side of things. I'm very excited for this movie.
We expect that
I can
now,
just
though,
see.
Bill.
I can see where this can go wrong,
We
and
absolutely
we've seen it
expect
go
that,
wrong
though.
in plenty of film franchises.
I think it's just typical Bill of, let's see, like thinking something's going to go horribly, horribly wrong
Right.
before it even happens.
So look. There's
I-
this like fundamental principle that I have in life, right? I will set the expectations of myself for other people as low as humanly possible. Because at that point, all I can do is over-deliver, baby. That's it. Nobody gets mad when you exceed expectations. They get really mad if you don't meet them. So if I set my expectations low for Spider-Man, it can only over-deliver, baby.
I used to say that a lot. It's like, if you set your goals low, you'll never be disappointed.
Exactly. I can't say that on our podcast.
Oh my God, that's
I'm gonna have to say this to you
This-
guys when we're off.
this comes with a
Say it, say it.
disclaimer of
Say
don't do that,
Say it,
Bill.
Bill.
It's like
You know
it's
you
like when
want
you
to.
tell it's like when you tell somebody you got a tiny dick, right? When you finally get to that point, all you can do is over deliver. Right? Even if you've got a tiny dick, right? Like even if you're like the smallest dude in the room, when you get there it'll be like, well, it's not that small. Derek pushed me. Fuck you, Dugger. Derek
didn't
pushed for
do
this
it.
specifically.
I did
Derek
not.
specifically went, do it. Say it.
I thought
Do
you were
it.
going a whole
Do it.
different
Say it.
direction. I
No,
didn't think you were
no,
talking
that's
about
where I
this.
was. I said I wasn't gonna say it, and you went, say it, Bill. Say it, Bill. Say it,
I'm-
Bill. So now I said it. Now it's out there in the world. This is your fault.
On that
Yeah.
note, now for something completely different. Moving away from tiny dick talk and the chub clubs of the world. Where? Come on.
You just saying tiny dick talk is like, sounds like you got in like a rut of TikTok where that's all
tiny
your
dick
For You
talk.
page.
It's just literally my
I'm
entire
stuck
For
on
You
tiny
page.
dick talk.
I'm tiny dick talk.
Last week it was cheese talk. Now it's tiny dick talk.
I don't know.
Duggar,
I
what
don't
have you
know
fed to
anymore.
your algorithm?
My God.
Can I bring up something on a good note though?
Sure.
That would
Does
not
it have to
get-
involve tiny dick talk?
No.
Hold on.
Depends.
Deleting my TikTok account.
It's something that I know Bill's super happy about. I brought up earlier.
Am I?
Halo Infinite coming out.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah.
Because for me, it's kind of nostalgic. So I was into Halo like end of high school, early college. And I kind of quit playing it for a while. And then I got back into it, and it literally feels the same. And I love that.
It's the same. Like Halo 2 and Halo 3 ODST were like staples of my early like gaming life as far as like social gaming went. So like when Infinite came out and it was just all the old guys back in Discord playing Halo together again, it was such fucking wonderful like feeling. It was like all that nostalgia comes back, and well, it's not the same Halo that we grew up with. It still feels like Halo.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the days of like LAN parties. Like,
Yeah.
everybody has their Xbox in their backpack. They're heading over to the same house on the weekend, and they're gonna hook it all up. Like we used to do that. We used to have upstairs and downstairs, and two teams. And people upstairs playing against people downstairs, and everybody had their own Xbox they brought and all that. And it was one of the most fun times in my life doing that.
Derek, you've had to have seen this. Let me send this to you real quick. It's my
Halo
favorite.
community
Every time
from all of us
somebody
at Free-
mentions LAN party, this image immediately comes to my mind. I'm gonna put it in the show chat real quick.
Oh man. I wonder if I've still got that old picture from a LAN party that I went to.
Every
I'm gonna go
time
look it up.
somebody mentions LAN party, this is the image that I think of.
Is that you in the middle?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. My favorite thing is that I can see, like, A, this had to have really happened, and B, I can see the world where any of us exist, and this specifically is happening.
Yeah.
It's a dude duct taped to a fucking I-beam on the ceiling, reaching down playing CS 1.6.
I mean,
Like-
that was. It's just like like I said, it just brings back those memories of when I was younger and stuff like that. And I really like that. You know, we talked about it a little bit before too, as well as it still feels the same. They didn't go full changing things to fit what everything else is doing well. It's still Halo.
So like I was a really big Halo fan. Like Combat Evolved 2, 3, ODST, I was really into. And then when 343 took over for Bungie, I started to fall out of enjoying Halo. It felt like it was so fundamentally a different game. Like it was just bad Call of Duty. It got to a point where it was bad Call of Duty. And now with Infinite, it feels like they've found the right balance of modernizing Halo and like including things like sprint and movement abilities and stuff like that without losing the feel of it being a Halo game still.
Yeah.
And that makes me so happy. I'm actually, when the podcast is over, probably going to be playing Halo Infinite with the boys.
Going back
It's
and
a fun
playing Halo
game.
Infinite with the boys.
And
Dub boys.
it's free right now too, so
It is free. The multiplayer is going to be free to play, like permanently. That was the plan from like announcement. Halo Infinite's multiplayer was going to be free. The campaign, I believe, is expected to be a paid product, but the multiplayer is going to be free to play. They're going to do, the standard, or the now standard, like season by season battle pass to monetize. They're
Mhm.
going to monetize through micros. And I'm so okay with that. As long as it doesn't go like the standard EA route of monetizing through micros that actually just make you better at the game.
that yes, when you start
Alright.
monetizing weapons,
Exactly. If you start
Skins?
monetizing for the sake of making the character better, that's different. But if they stick to strictly cosmetic monetization and like cool melee executes, I'll pay money for that. You give me a
That's-
cool melee finisher, I'll pay money for that shit.
I mean, that's one
Yeah.
reason I like Valorant so much. It was pay to look cool, not pay to win.
Yep.
And I love that about games because you can have anybody play still, have fun. And it's not like this gun's game breaking. Like you go up against it, you're going to die because you just spend $10.99 in the store and buy it.
Yep.
Right.
Like that is what makes and breaks a game for me.
Speaking to Valorant, that is something I've always loved about Riot Games.
Mhm.
Riot has like perfected the free-to-play model, in my opinion.
Oh,
Granted, League of Legends, you can spend money to unlock characters, and it is
Yeah.
significantly faster to pay to unlock the characters than to unlock them on your own. But it's not necessary.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I have spent $4,000 over 10 years on League of Legends. And that is all in cosmetics. Because at no point have I felt like I need to put money into this game in order to play it. It's always been like, I like this game, I want to support it, and hey, this looks really cool. And Riot has always done so good with monetizing their free-to-play games in a way that doesn't hamper players that want to play it as a free-to-play game.
There's games too as well. Even if you could monetize leveling up a little faster,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really mind that as much.
Yeah.
I mean, it like, okay, it'd be faster if I paid $10 to go through this battle pass, but I could still get through it.
Right.
I didn't
Right.
mind that so much. But it's
Mhm.
literally like the paywall of things you can't get in game unless you spend real currency. That
The
is
big
the stuff
offender
that's
of that
always
was like, what was it, Black Ops 3, maybe? Some of the more recent
Oh.
Call of Duties where they started dropping like pay-specific gun variants that were just bad.
Just ridiculous.
Like that. The biggest
I remember
offender that
that.
comes to mind immediately is that. And like there's a lot of like a lot of the EA sports games have the same type of issue. Like Madden Ultimate Team has that issue. FIFA has their version of it. EA Sports, the UFC titles, if you play online, it is strictly pay to win. Like that type of stuff drives me insane. But I have no problem with games that are like, here are these cool cosmetics.
Yeah.
I like I said, I've spent $4,000 fucking dollars on League of Legends, a free-to-play game. Granted, a lot of that money was spent when I had fuck you money in the army, but either way, like, you know, that was when I could go, oh, I'll just pay $60 out of this paycheck and buy like 5 skins.
Just go eat at the DFAC for a couple of days. You can
Exactly.
Make that money up.
Like, I didn't have fuck all to spend that money on. The army's gonna feed me? Okay. DFAC food might suck, but hell, it's free.
With food.
Yep.
Every once in a while, Derek, every DFAC had that one day where it was like, oh, I'm going to the DFAC today. What was your DFAC meal?
Oh God.
Every DFAC had that one meal that just slapped.
I don't know. I really didn't go to the DFAC that much because here's the thing. Like, I'm a very big person of I enjoy my time to just relax sometimes.
That's fair.
So I hated like, I mean, Doug, this is how it worked. Is like you got off at like 7:30 and you had to be back at 9. You had an hour and a half to eat, shower, get dressed, and be back at work.
Mhm.
Right.
So my thing was, why would I go stand in line for a half hour to get some shitty food to eat real quick as fast as I can to come back to shower and get dressed? So I was the person that I'd just buy fucking Quaker oatmeal, instant oatmeal, and I'd gladly pay 75 cents to eat that in the morning and to sit there and relax and watch Netflix.
I had one exception. Because I was to say I would never go to breakfast chow at the DFAC. Never.
No, it's
Except when I was in Korea. So where I was in Korea, it's basically it's split into two. It's all one post, but it's split into 2 sections. So I was on Camp Casey, and the other side of the base is Camp Hovey, but they're connected.
Right.
Or I might have it backwards. It's regardless. I might have the names wrong, but people who have been there know it's basically split into 2 sections. So like, if you went to the Hovey DFAC, they did omelets, and it wasn't like the typical DFAC dehydrated eggs like garbage omelets. It was like
stuff.
real ass eggs, real ass meat, like real ass fucking omelets. And once a week, we would go to the Hovey DFAC and just get some good ass omelets for breakfast chow.
Wait, what is that?
What
Is
is
that
that?
you?
So this is a picture,
Oh God!
I think from like 2004.
Make it go away.
LAN party. So this was a LAN party in like 2004 where we like all piled in and played Halo in somebody's basement.
Duggar, you look somewhere between stoned and terrified.
I think it was like after about 15 hours of being awake and probably about 20 or 30 surges.
Wait, how old were you then?
2004. 20? Maybe 19. Yeah. 19, I think, because that was
I
the
want to see
summer.
a picture of a 2004 Bill.
2004 Bill.
Bill. I don't think I have a 2004 Bill picture because I was fucking like, Jesus Christ, 10.
I think Duggar saw.
Actually,
pictures of
I
me
do.
back then.
I do. Give me a second. I have to dig for it, but I know where I can find it.
I'll send mine to Duggar. He's seen this picture, I guarantee of me. I guarantee
I've got some pretty cringe shit. I found a folder full of cringe shit that I probably should never show the light of day.
Let's
See,
see.
where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. I might not be able to get that far back.
This is 2006 me, Dugger. Which actually is
mind me
not
digging
very
through
far
my
off
old
what I am
Facebook.
now.
Save image.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of reverting back to that in a way.
Oh, he sent it in DMs.
Yes.
It going
Save-
down in the DMs.
Save that image. All right, let me open up. Let me go to my downloads here.
Bill, did you send it to me?
I haven't found it yet.
Oh, Bill.
I'm trying. I know it exists somewhere on Facebook. I've just got to find it.
So this is a picture of Bill at the playing Counter-Strike at the LAN party.
In the green shirt. That reminds me of 2006 Bill.
You didn't know 2006, Bill.
If I did, though, I have a feeling it's like.
And
that's
here we
me.
go. Here's Derek.
That reminds me of 2006, Derek.
There we go.
Yeah, it is.
2006 Derek.
Let's see.
But here's the
And
thing, though.
The problem is half of the older pictures I have are with my ex, and I just don't want to think about that.
This gives you an idea of how long I've been wearing nothing but black shirts. I still, from then till now.
And backwards baseball hats.
Look at that. Like I said, I'm reverting back to mean like when I was like 21.
Oh man.
All right,
that's
this is the oldest one I can find like handily without digging for hours.
With pants
I'll post it with pants. I'll post it in the actual Discord because I'm too lazy to find either of your DMs with me.
on. That's kind of rude.
That is like junior year of high school.
Okay, you look so much different. You don't even look the same. Besides the little like ginger beard.
The
Look,
ginger,
the ginger beard has aged like a fine wine. High school Bill could not grow a beard to save his life.
Oh, I have it. Okay. Oh, if you would talk
That
about high
is-
school,
That is at culinary school, actually.
I do have a high school photo of me.
You know
Oh,
what?
God.
How embarrassing of a photo do I share with our podcast audience?
Everything.
How far back do I? Okay, give me a second. This is
Are
this
we?
is a good
Is that
one.
what we're doing now? Have
If
we
you-
devolved
If you want to go,
into shit posting on ourselves?
if you want to go far back, here we go. This is far back. Backwards hat still.
Backwards hat still.
This is really far back.
This isn't even. I think actually this is more recent than the one we're currently showing. This one has to go to somebody's
Derek.
DM. You know what? I'll send it to Derek's DMs. And
Jesus
Derek, you can send it.
Christ, Derek.
You like
You
that,
can send
though?
it to Dugger.
All right,
You cannot tell me
we're
you
gonna
look
get
at
one
that
more.
photo.
We're gonna get one more shot of Bill on stream. Before I show this
Don't
picture
ask
of Derek.
why. I don't know why. I don't remember why this happened. But it did.
Where's it at?
Go.
Oh, it's in
I
DMs.
sent it to your DMs. I'll send it to Dugger too.
What the?
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't remember the context of this image.
Y'all,
but
Derek
it is an
still
image
has
that exists of
still
me.
has that hat.
Oh, look at this. He's still got the backwards hat.
Yeah.
Is that the same arm you have your tattoo on now too?
I mean,
Oh, you have tattoos
I
on
don't
both
know.
arms. But is that the same bicep tattoo arm?
maybe.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is.
I don't know. I can't recreate the photo.
I can't recreate the photo. That
Oh,
was
that's fantastic.
2013. So that's the year after I graduated.
I had acid wash jeans on. then.
It's very possible. I don't think he was born with it. It might be Maybelline.
It might be.
Maybe it's Maybelline. God damn it.
Oh, yeah, we're downloading this one.
Oh God.
Explain the
downloading that one.
context. Explain the context of this photo.
Yeah, what?
Bill.
Did I not already say I don't know the context of this image? If I have to
If you
guess,
don't know, we're just gonna make it up.
if I have to guess, what had happened was at some point, my now ex-wife said something about me having a big mouth, and I went, "Oh yeah," and then I did this. Oh, that's not it. That's not me. That's a child.
Nope.
Thank
That's
God
not
that's
you.
gone.
That is my daughter.
God, she looks like she's gonna try to steal my soul.
She does try to do that.
Daddy, their souls.
It's the eyes. She looks angry.
That's
It's angry. Like I
What
want to
had-
fight you kind of looking face.
what had happened was. Yeah. All right.
I want to make Bill's photo the background on all my monitors.
You know what, Derek? I'll take it.
That's fucking hilarious.
How
Couldn't
have, we,
believe
how
it.
have we gotten here?
We have devolved into a crazy conundrum.
Oh, do I have?
Of
I might
stuff.
have one more. I might have
One
one
more.
more to share. Just because.
You don't have to share mine, but it's for later, Doug. I sent you a 17-year-old me photo.
Yep. This one'll go. This I know exactly
You
why
sent
this
me a photo
exists.
of you without wearing a hat
Yes.
in a pink vest, and you expect me not to show it on stream?
It was prom. That was 17-year-old me, which I think I look like I'm like 14.
What is the context
That-
of this one, Bill?
This photo exists strictly because somebody no balls me to post it on Facebook.
Where's this photo? I haven't got
sent
it yet.
to Dugger. Give me a second. I'm sending it to you now.
I didn't get it.
I can tell you exactly how I wound up in this situation too.
All right. Let me get down here. All right, so first comes first. This is DS.
I feel like, Bill, your words before this was "hold my beer."
No, I was already intoxicated at that point.
Okay.
I wasn't. This is like 5 days after the incident that caused this. Oh, I've seen that picture before. Derek, you're a stunning chap.
Well, thank you.
What happened?
I don't fucking know.
What happened between then and now, bud?
Honestly, I
A
think you need
lot.
to find that pink vest again at some point and just wear it all the time over top of your black t-shirts.
It's
Just-
over everything.
Over everything. Just wear the pink
That
vest
It
all the
is
time.
aggressive.
Hey,
It
it
is.
matched the dress color, okay?
Very aggressive. Yeah. All right. All right, Bill, you're going to have to explain the context.
Okay. So, this was my senior year of high school. Our local rock radio station every year holds a day-long concert series. They don't anymore, but they used to, called K-Rockathon. The headliners for that were Korn and Linkin Park, if I remember correctly, playing 2 stages at the same time, pretty much right next to it. It was The Offspring. It was Korn and The Offspring, playing 2 stages that were more or less right next to each other. Terrible setup. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea. It's not a big enough venue to have 2 bands play at the same time. But that's what was going on. At the time, both of them were very, very big bands for me, but I was really huge into The Offspring back then. And this is at our fairgrounds. Like, it's just a giant open grass field, and it was fucking packed. Everybody was wasted. I wound up crowd surfing from the back of Offspring's crowd to Korn's stage. The problem was in the middle of the crowds was a giant mosh pit, which mosh pits are fun. Mosh pits are great unless you get thrown head first into them.
So I was crowd surfing. The crowd lost me and threw me. I landed literally on the back of my head, like full crumpled my neck. Got stomped on. Somehow got out of the pit, back on top of the crowd, and on stage with Korn for about a second and a half, which was really cool. And this is like 6 days later, when I realized I still had no range of motion in my neck and a headache that had lingered for a full week. And decided that maybe I should see a medical professional to make sure I didn't break my neck. This was also after I had already signed my contract for the Army. So, like, that was a whole nother issue. It was like, oh, man, if I broke my neck, I bet they can't send me, huh? So, like, I was just hoping it was going to go away, and it didn't. And then this is, like, 3 hours into my hospital stay. It was either my mom or my, at the time, girlfriend. It was like, you won't post this picture on Facebook. And I was like, bet. So there I am with my neck completely immobilized, waiting to get x-rays and CT scans done to make sure I didn't have brain damage or broken neck syndrome.
Fucking insane. That's insane, buddy.
You know, the things you do. I wouldn't change it for the world. I still remember what was being played. Korn was playing Falling Away From Me, and The Offspring was playing Keep 'Em Separated. It was fantastic, and two of my favorite songs by those bands being played at the same time while I was almost dying.
I mean, I remember going to a Korn concert when I was in high school, and it was an odd experience because it was in an arena, and then all of like the first balcony, everybody was like seated, right? Because I think it was older people. In the entirety of the lower ground was all younger people that was all pushed up to the front, except for the mosh pit, which is right in the center in the front of the stage, right? But the mosh pit was a bunch of like weird, like ball-headed, like spaz dudes who were just going crazy, throwing their arms in every direction. And so nobody wanted to be in the mosh pit with these like 4 or 5, just literally like skinhead, like ridiculousness. No shirt, just throwing arms in every direction. It was like some sort of eldritch horror.
Let me interject. Let me interject here. First of all, I want to appreciate mosh pits as what they are. I will say, and again, unless you go head first into one from on top of the crowd, mosh pits are low-key the single safest place at a show. No joke. I have seen more people end up in a mosh pit that didn't want to be there, and the pit stop and get them out of the pit and just go back to it, than I have seen fucking people shoot down people for fucking sexually harassing someone. Mosh pits at shows are the single most, for the most part, exceptions to every rule, but the single most like respectful, safe place in a show.
I mean, I would agree with you.
Yes, but everybody that goes into the pit, A, accepts that that's a possibility, and B, typically knows nobody's going in the pit to get hurt. And if somebody's being an asshole and like intentionally hurting people, 9 times out of 10 they get laid the fuck out and dragged out of the pit.
Well, something we all have in common is we all saw Korn live.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, favorite live show, go.
Oh.
Ooh, it's kind of hard for me because I went to Ozfest when I was 13, which was awesome.
Ooh.
But I also
I've seen Ozzy live too.
I'm gonna say my favorite concert was probably my first one. I was 12 years old. I went to see Tool, and that was an amazing concert at 12 years old. Probably not age appropriate, but I went, and I was responsible and went with responsible adults.
Yeah,
That's all you can do.
I have. All right. I mean, I can run through some of the concert stuff I've been through. I used to go to a lot of like small live shows, like a lot of local shows. and I've done that. I saw Paramore on stage when they were playing to like 4 people. Kings of Leon. We were at in Mount Juliet, which is one of the places that they used to play before they got a record deal. I've seen them play live. But like when I was in high school, we went to Bonnaroo one year, and I saw Green Day play. I've seen NoFX.
NoFX is so
NoFX
good.
would be really good.
Yeah, MXPX. Those guys were fucking awesome. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Real Big Fish, Save
Real
Ferris.
Big Fish is such a good show.
Save Ferris. All those I've seen a lot of those bands live just because I went to those types of shows in high school. And then after high school as an adult, the concerts that I've been to have been all mostly like BlizzCon shows. So what we went to, like the first year that I went to BlizzCon was 2009. Ozzy Osbourne played that year. 2010 was Metallica. So I saw Ozzy, I saw Metallica. Then it was, I believe 2011 was Tenacious D. So I've seen Tenacious D play. Then the year after that, they didn't have BlizzCon. And then when they came back in 2013, it was, I believe, Foo Fighters. And then like ever since then, it was Muse. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe Foo Fighters was 2010. But it was one of those things. There's some of those are. It's been 11 years. Give me a second. But like, we've also seen Muse, Weird Al Yankovic, which was a fantastic show. I've seen like one year they did 3 different concerts at 3 different stages, one of which that we saw was Lindsey Sterling, so we saw that. They've done I've seen a lot of those places. I've seen a lot of those guys live. All great shows. I think probably my favorite show to date was the Foo Fighters show. They put on a fantastic show. Tenacious D was pretty close, I would say. But Foo Fighters and the Muse show were probably pretty up there. Muse show was good. They put on a great show. So all of that was pretty good.
So there's 2 that stand out above all of the other show. 3. I saw Slipknot live in like 2016, 17.
Right.
One of the best live performances I have ever been to. That was fantastic. I believe that one it wasn't quite in LA, but it was in the LA area. And then the same concert that photo is from, the same day, the act right before Korn and the Offspring was Public Enemy. A little bit of a background into where I'm from. I am from a very small white town in upstate New York. When I was in high school, there was a single black family in our town. That was it. It was all white people. So they're playing in this small fucking podunk town in New York. And immediately Public Enemy takes the stage, and there's a handful of people who knows who they are. And then there's the majority of the crowd who are like, what are you guys doing at a rock show? That show went so quickly from who the fuck are you to the whole fucking crowd screaming for an encore. If there is like the epitome of, I hate to say it, racist white town, it is where I'm from. And to watch that shift was crazy. And then also the Interrupters at the very last Warped Tour, before they ended Warped Tour indefinitely, was a phenomenal show. They covered Real Big Fish, who played later that night. They covered Operation Ivy, who wasn't on the card. They covered Less Than Jake, who played later that night.
Less Than Jake.
Like it was just like a huge homage to the third wave of ska, plus some of their own songs, all packed into a Warped Tour set, which is like 45 minutes.
Third wave
Like,
ska
Warped
punk
Tour
literally
sets.
defined my high school and college careers.
Oh, for sure. Like it was
Like-
such a cool thing. And then right after them was Bowling for Soup, which was one of my favorite bands in high school.
One of my
and
friends-
They opened.
One of my friends that's like Bowling for Soup is like one of his favorite bands ever. So like that's pretty funny.
They opened with High School Never Ends, which is just a wonderful, catchy song. And, you know, these guys are all in, like, their 50s now. Late 40s, early 50s. They get through High School Never Ends, and there's a bunch of beach balls floating around in the crowd. And they cut the music. They stop for, like, a minute. All the beach balls are still going, and they go, "Thanks for coming out and listening to a bunch of guys in their midlife crises and tossing their balls around." And they won the entire crowd immediately. It was great.
It's fucking amazing. I did not mention one of the BlizzCon concerts that we went to that now that I think about it is probably one of the better ones was Linkin Park.
I wish I could have saw Linkin Park.
Linkin Park Live was probably one of the better concerts that we've been to. But yeah, I would say of the ones that I've been to out there, the Korn concert was fun, but I think I was a little bit, I don't know. There
Korn
was
is
other things.
underwhelming live.
Yeah, there was a little bit more going on during that time in my life, and I was less, you know, wanting to be at a concert and more wanting to do something else. So, yeah, so I was like, there were other things that I wanted to do at that time, but like, as I got older, I've you know, more appreciative of those types of events and those types of things. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
No, it's definitely some of my best like childhood memories are from concerts, and like there's a venue in downtown Syracuse called Funk and Waffles. They do a lot of like local music, and it's this little dive bar. It's tucked into an alleyway down a staircase. It's not the like, it's not the place you go into like, oh, this is a local music venue, unless you know it's a local music venue. Like you'd never accidentally stumble upon Funk and Waffles. And I remember one of my buddies in high school, it was like right when the dubstep craze was in full swing. He did a set there, and I wound up getting thrown through a table. Literally like just launched through a table, and I am no longer allowed at the venue because of that. Because it was my fault that somebody else threw me through a fucking table.
I don't understand this. I've never gotten into situations. But at the same time, it feels like you've done multiple times.
Oh yeah. Look,
It's like,
Derek,
I've never been in a bar fight. How is it that you've been in several?
If you've learned
Have
anything
you
about
met
me
him?
at this point, like if you've learned any one thing about me, it's that I will put myself in compromising situations just to see how they end.
See, that's the thing with me. I think I know how they end, so I just don't put myself in those.
But let's
There you go.
like look. Some of the best things in my life have happened because I put myself in a compromising situation, and it turned out great. If you don't put yourself in a situation that could be really good just because it could go really bad, you're not fucking living.
I mean, I think I think you saying it like that is downplaying a lot.
No, it's not.
These situations.
That's how I end up in these situations. I look at something and go, that could be really dangerous, but it could be amazing. I'm doing it. And then next thing you know,
You know, you end up thrown through a table, or you meet your best friend of 10 years. You know, like
That sounds
shit's
like
crazy.
a lot of my my drunken nights in the army.
Oh yeah, for sure. We used to have barracks fight clubs, and those were all just like drunken Saturday nights.
Nope. No. Nope.
We
no.
just wrap T-shirts around our hands and go to town.
Man.
You know what? We never got into fights at work because
Saturday-
any issues that happened during the work week got sorted out on Saturday, and we went to work a better group of people for it. You knew how you really stood when you came out of Saturday Night Fight Club.
We just
You know
played
where you
Gauntlet
stood with
Legends.
everybody.
Like, that was what my weekend was. I fucking played, like, Gauntlet Legends. And, like, you know, raced Mario Kart. That was how we settled shit. I never got it. I don't know.
Hey, you know, there's a clip from my favorite movie of SLC Punk, of all time, SLC Punk with Matt Lillard, where he delivers a monologue about fist fighting. And the end of that is to feel pain is to live, and to fight is to feel pain. So fighting with purpose is living with purpose. I live by that.
Or not.
Nah.
Yeah, I think the
no.
whole point of that movie was that he was wrong all the time.
Did he?
No. Are we watching the same movie?
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
This is the movie the guy was out in the front yard high on acid.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Same movie. Yeah.
Same movie. And the message of that segment is drugs are bad.
Are they, though?
I mean, if you take like 800 hits of acid, yeah.
800
Ain't
hits.
true.
I think that's true. He ran through the sprinklers.
He ran through the sprinklers with a load of acid in his pocket. It dissolved through the sweat into his leg, and he got fucking fried. Fun
Oh
fact:
my God.
the person who plays that character is also the main character in the original Final Destination film. Launched his career.
I think
Where was
SLC
it?
Also,
Punk did
Matthew
that for a lot
Lillard's
of people.
first starring role.
I think that launched a lot of people's careers, I want to say. That movie did. The same thing for, like,
Fantastic
Freaks and
film.
Geeks and, you know...
If anybody in the audience has not watched SLC Punk, you need to. It's a fantastic movie that still to this day does not get enough love.
If you let your
I
kids
still
watch it, you'll
cry.
be going to buy a bunch of glue. I can guarantee it.
Definitely don't let your kids watch it.
No, definitely not.
But I still cry at the end of that movie every single time, and I have watched it easily 40 to 50 times.
It's a fun film, just not a family film.
It is a very good film, not a family film. Don't watch the sequel.
There's a sequel?
Yeah, don't watch it.
I didn't know there was.
Yep. It was bad. It was very bad. It came out in like 2014, 2015. It
I
was
think
very obvious
too
that
late for its time.
James Marandino needed money. It was bad.
I think back in when that came out, it hit that niche of everything. I think around
It's
2014,
relatable,
2015. It almost, I don't know. I think that kind of movie around that time frame would almost be like trying too hard of like trying to. It's like, hey,
Well,
this
the
worked well the
issue-
first time. Let's do it again.
The issue with the sequel was it was like a blatant cash grab. It was a
Yeah.
very blatant, like it was MGK's first film role. They just loaded up the cast, and like Matt Lillard makes a brief cameo. They have make a cameo, which is just out of place in the movie given the first movie. It follows Bob's kid. I honestly can't remember a single plot point of that movie. I watched it like twice too because I couldn't believe it was as bad as it was the first time I watched it. I was like, I had to miss something in there
So,
that's making me feel
what
like
would you
this
say
movie
it's
is as bad
worse?
as it is.
The sequel or Star Wars fight scenes?
The sequel.
Okay.
At least SLC Punk didn't have a fight scene to botch.
Oh man.
Just had to throw that out there.
One of these days, Bill, I'm gonna show you
No, you're not.
the plethora of martial arts and fight scene coordinators who say that fight scene is brilliant.
And I can show you the plethora of stunt actors and fight scene choreographers who will tell you the exact opposite.
Do you mean YouTube idiots and people
No,
who've
I mean
actually never actually coordinated a fight scene?
Actual stuntmen and fight coordinators. The same fight coordinator who did the entire Netflix Punisher series is in the same boat. The boat of it serves the film, it's a bad fight scene. It serves the film well. It's a bad fight scene. It has a couple cool beats.
I just don't think that's true. I don't think you can serve the film and also be a bad fight scene.
You can. It serves the plot of the film.
Because,
like you said, it's the closest thing Disney would let Star Wars have to a sex scene.
Here's the thing too, as well. I'm gonna put out there, and I'm literally saying this to debate about it. Not saying you're wrong, but it's saying you said the person did the fight scenes in the Punisher Netflix, correct?
Yes,
Said it was bad.
Literally the fight choreographer for the entire series that is probably touted as the best fight scenes in television.
I'll say, but
Marvel movies. Let me see here. Did the stunts for Zombieland? Did
you watch Red Notice though?
I did not watch Red Notice.
It's actually really good.
Uh,
Ryan Reynolds and The Rock.
Like the dude's body of work in fight choreography and stunt work is phenomenal. Anyways, guys, it's almost 11 o'clock.
It is. The Red Notice was really, really good though. So if you have not watched it yet, definitely take the time to watch it. It's funny.
all right. That's true. It is getting close to the end of the road here for Stream of Consciousness this week. We will, again, not be here next week, as next week will be Thanksgiving. The week after, we'll be doing Birthday of Consciousness, my birthday stream.
Are we all getting drunk?
We might do something. We might do something special.
Should we all get
You
drunk
guys
for
aren't?
Duggar's birthday?
We might do
I've been
something
drinking this whole
special.
time
Maybe,
alone.
maybe,
Great Value water bottles sponsor us.
maybe what we'll do is we'll play Crab Game
Ooh.
for the Stream of Consciousness birthday special, or we'll do something else. We don't know. We'll figure it out.
Hot tub of consciousness when? Duggar will be in the same state at that point.
Hot tub of consciousness. Yeah. I mean, at some point, you know, I've got to get a hot tub.
Oh.
And consciousness.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of that right now, man. My schedule just absolutely destroys it.
Dude, I have slept so much in the past week, and I think it's just because I'm so ridiculously stressed.
You know what?
Like, you ever
It's
do that
been-
where you sleep like an obnoxious amount and you're still just completely drained?
Because you don't
regardless?
like you never get time off to like reset and recompress. I've been starting to do that actually a lot lately. I got some good advice from not to like tangent too much on us leaving, but I got some pretty good advice recently from another streamer that I look up to a lot. Actually, they're fantastic in their creation and all that kind of stuff. But they've been having some troubles and some issues, and one of the things that they said that they do is that they do like a morning reset, right? So like if they get up in the morning, doesn't matter when they get up, right? When they get up, they will go do something that allows them to reset, their brain, right? Because if sleeping's not going to do it, or they're not getting enough sleep, or it's just not restful, and they get up and they're still thinking about stream, or they're still thinking about this, or still thinking about that, and they've got all these things going on, it's just, you're not getting any rest. So what they like to do is in the mornings, you know, they'll make their coffee or tea or whatever, and then they will sit down, and this is their routine. It may not be maybe different for somebody else, but they'll sit down, they'll throw their their earphones in, and they'll listen to like binaural beats, right? Which is like the music that plays at like 5 to 10 frequency differential between the different ears, and so it stimulates, especially for people with ADHD. It's very stimulating and calming. So they do that for like 10 minutes, and they just sit quiet, dark room, and they do that for like 10 minutes, and it allows them to like reset, right? And I said,
I wish I gave myself the time to do that.
yeah,
I
I mean,
had time to do that.
right? I was thinking about that too. It was like, I've got to figure out a way to do that while also taking care of a 4-year-old and the household and, you know, paying bills and this and that. And it's like all that stuff together. And I started thinking about, like, there are people who do that successfully. So how do they do it? And so that's something I'm going to be.
I can't say that word.
I was-
Well, I
lots
already
of-
went to tiny. I already went to tiny dicks on the
Well,
stream.
yeah,
Lots of
it didn't
masturbation.
really get much worse.
Just aggressive
Just
masturbation.
lots of masturbation. So what I've looked at is something that I'm going to be working on over the next couple of months. Is how do I do that, right? How do I reset myself whenever I get up? How do I reset so that I'm not constantly on. I'm not constantly trying to, hey, what's my next content thing? Hey, what's my next thing? How do I improve my stream? How do I do this? And so, you know, one of the ways that I do that is sort of forcing myself to not spend time at my computer, right? Because if I'm here, I feel like I'm working or I've got to do something, right? Even if I'm playing a video game, my brain is literally thinking, okay, what's some content ideas that I can make? What's some things that I need to do? What do I need to change? I remember this. I didn't like the way that sounded, so I want to fix that. And so there's a lot that goes into it, and so I'm sort of forcing myself to not be in front of my computer 15, 16, 20, 30 hours a day. Because 30 hours a day is something that normally happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That is how I spend my days.
Yeah,
30
exactly.
hours at a time.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna work on. So I figure this week, why don't we do that? My goal for the next couple of months is to learn to not prioritize, but learn to take this job, hobby, whatever it is, in stride, and to step away from it when I need to.
I
What about you
think
guys?
it's important because, I mean, I think I also kind of figured out a little bit about myself and how things have been going this week. And I figured out honestly today when I was talking to somebody is like I've been taking time off stream. I've been taking time off my computer. I've been taking time off gaming. It's literally because right now I'm working 10-hour days, and I think it's bad sitting in front of like 5 monitors when I'm gaming and stuff like that. I go to work and I sit in front of 8. And it's literally going from computer, dinner, computer
Yeah.
all day. And that's what I'm trying to like kind of break myself out of a little bit, is like get away from the monitors a little bit. So I think me finding time away from electronics has been my most freeing kind of lately. So I think for me would be find time to do work and do streaming gaming, but at the same time do it effectively. So when I'm not in front of those, spend times doing other things.
Mm-mm. My goal for this week is to fucking survive. That's it. We're at like bare minimum standard right now. We are just trying to survive until next Saturday.
We make it to Saturday, we're turning the corner.
There you go.
What happens when you turn the corner?
Fuck if I know. Let's be honest, dude. The plan exists.
We're getting to the corner
getting
first.
there. Exactly.
We gotta get to the corner.
I very much live my life and like I will figure it out whenever the fuck I get there.
All right. I can dig that. Well, that was it. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining and shooting the shit and looking at crazy pictures and watching some silly trailers. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Stream of Consciousness. My name is soDugger. Every week you can find us talking about random stupid stuff on the internet here on YouTube. If you're looking for us during the week, you can find me, twitch.tv/soDugger. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Fanhouse. You can find me on a bunch of different platforms under that name. Links for all of that stuff's down in the description down below. Bill! If you're going to be doing anything on the internet this week, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/I'm doing it _. That's where I live. That is my life. And yeah, you know, we're gonna be continuing with Ruined King, the new League of Legends RPG that I've been having an absolute blast with. That's gonna be going on at least tomorrow and probably part of next week. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing for content after that, but I'm sure it'll exist. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. I'm doing it _ on all platforms. Same thing I say every week. Guys, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. We figured this out again about 15 minutes before we went live, what we were going to talk about today. So if you have ideas, tell us your fucking ideas. We need them. We're running out of content, guys. Help us help you. There's something you want to hear 3 idiots on the internet talk about. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in our Discords. I love you all. You're awesome.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Derek,
Yes.
if you have any plans for this week, what are they?
Actually, I do have plans for this week. Right now, the plans is Saturday. I'm trying to get everybody I know to download Crab Game and come play, have some fun. I think I'm going to be enjoying a couple adult beverages while I'm playing. So it's a little bit going to be a goofy time, but as of right now, Saturday and Sundays are my thing unless some IRL stuff pops up, and then that's going to take precedence.
Yeah. What time is that happening on Saturday?
It's going to be, oh God, what is it? 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I'm thinking about playing something goofy in the beginning and then maybe starting around like 9:30-ish, 10. I think it'd be a better time to start it, get everybody kind of grouped up, waiting to go rather than starting it early.
Okay.
And then also New World in Discord, we're always playing, like there's usually somebody in there every night playing. I'm gonna hop over there soon, play. We always play New World. And we just honestly just have a bunch of group of us, have fun, and help each other out. So
Cool. All right, guys. You've heard it. This was Stream of Consciousness. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in 2 weeks. See you later.
Goodbye.